I did not know that this guy got on X, what, was formerly Twitter, because I thought he only had 3 fingers. But Elmo from Sesame Street evidently tweets out, and he did something earlier this week that got a lot of response. He tweeted out, "Elmo is just checking in. How's everybody doing?" And people came out from everywhere saying,
how many replies?
Oh my goodness, it had been seen 180 million as of late last night.
Crazy.
And as far as the responses, they were from celebrities, just everyday people like us. Craig Melvin, who is from South Carolina, he's on the Today Show now. He responded with something like, "Thanks for checking in, Elmo. Mondays are hard. Hope you're doing great. Be sure to check on Oscar. He always seems to be in a mood."
So true.
And so people were like, "Oh my goodness! Like, we know this is Elmo from Sesame Street, but it was kind of therapeutic to be able to put it out there how they were feeling." And Elmo even came back and said, "I'm so glad I asked." Elmo learned that it's important to ask a friend how they're doing. Elmo will check in again soon. And now there's this trend with the hashtag #BeTheElmo. And so we're supposed to check on, not just on social media, but in real life.
People around you and see how they are.
Absolutely. And I think paying attention to, someone's mood even. And if somebody kind of bites your head off a little bit, which can happen at work and at home, not to just get immediately upset and turn around and storm off, but say, "Are you okay?" Like,
you never know. So I learned one of my friends in my small group, their dad passed away because of a car accident.
Oh, my goodness.
And then another one, his dad has a tumor on his back. And it's like, checking in is good.
Checking in is awesome because a lot of us, sometimes we'll go, "I'm fine." But you can pick up on those subtleties in somebody's mood.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. And I don't reach out when I'm going through something. I don't know what it is. I just keep it to myself because I really don't think people care.
Well,
or would, give you the time of day for it because their own life is going on. It's like what I'm going through is petty, but it's still big.
But
makes sense?
Yeah, it does. And also I think guys have it a little bit harder to share those emotions, at least in my life. I feel that way, that guys just don't share as much. But when you share what you're going through, I don't think it's to get sympathy or, throw a pity party. But when you do, somebody immediately has compassion and maybe even meets you where you are because they're going through something.
Which is good. Yeah. And for me, it's hard to always open up, especially if I'm in a room full of people and somebody goes, "Hey, so how you doing?" Or "How was your weekend?" If it was a bad weekend, I don't say anything.
Yeah, because that can be a Debbie Downer. But,
right. It's like, I don't want to talk about what I just went through the weekend. It was horrible.
But maybe pull that guy to the side and say, well, this is what's really happening. But I love that Sesame Street, one of our beloved characters from Sesame Street, Elmo, is having us check on each other.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I wonder, the next wedding you go to, and I don't know if you have one coming up in your family or not, or some of your friends, if you would get into a Dairy Queen bar at the wedding, at the reception.
I think that would be completely different and yummy.
Blizzard machine, you got the ice cream that is there, and the Dairy Queen staff that'll do the catering and serve it up.
Oh, so they bring their staff, not just send it.
Yeah.
So you've got to man it and clean it.
They're doing this in one city, and there's this one wedding planner that started to set all this up, and now Dairy Queen is actually offering this in some places where there's a small fee. They bring the machine, they bring the staff, and it's like, I don't know, $4.50 a cup, all said and done.
So if you have 125 people, which I would think would be about average, 100 to 125, that's a little pricey.
It's Dairy Queen.
Because it's a dessert.
It's a blizzard.
Right. So it's not like your meal. So typically at a wedding, you'll have, the wedding. Then there's an hour or two in between before you go to the reception. And that's where something like this might be, served.
The whole Dairy Queen bar?
Yeah, like the middle hour.
What would you get on your blizzard?
Me? I don't like frozen chocolate. I think it tastes waxy.
That's not what I asked. I said, what would you put on your blizzard? Not what you don't like.
I know, but it wouldn't be like the Hershey or the M&Ms because that's gross. Strawberry cheesecake.
What would Scott put on his blizzard?
Is peanut butter an option?
Sure.
They do. They put peanut butter cups in there.
They do. Yeah, they do. The Reese's
That's what I like.
Pieces stuff or the Reese's peanut butter cups they put in.
Yeah. No.
I want a Blizzard now.
You can get one of them junior ones, and then it's just a little tasty taste.
I don't
want
want
a big one.
I don't want what she just called a tasty taste. I don't talk like that. Don't make me talk like that.
You know what? This is what needs to happen. Rob going through the drive-thru later on this afternoon and saying, I want a Reese's Cup Tasty Taste Blizzard.
I've changed my mind.
Mimi is chiming in, texting 800-447-7234, and she said, look, field day would be an option for schools. She said, I can think of all kinds of applications where a Dairy Queen Blizzard bar would be a cool idea, like at a festival or a prom night. And she just gave all kinds of ideas.
She kept going with it, huh?
Totally agree, Mimi. Totally.
Here's an open mic that came in with the My HISRadio app.
I think my brother needs to do a Dairy Queen bar at his wedding in March. That'd be awesome.
And invite us, would you?
Please.
I wouldn't mind having one of those blizzards right now.
No, but it feels like it would be kind of pricey for that little hour.
Well, I read, like, outside of getting the machine there, because you have to lease or rent or whatever, that thing, and then the staff, because Dairy Queen staff does it, it's like $4.50 to $6.50 a cup, I think I read, depending upon the size of the cup.
Yeah, so
per
you're...
person, per cup.
Right. And
Yeah.
then if you got 100, 125, 50 people, I mean, that's going to start to add up. See, what we were going to do when my daughter got married, if we'd have been able to have that big ceremony, was have an RC Cola and a moon pie. And that was going to be the transition between it's a really Southern thing, an RC Cola and a moon pie. See, I am getting these looks.
I've never heard. I mean, Scott's even saying this is a thing.
Oh, yeah. Growing up, that was the treat. And I've heard from like relatives of mine growing up that RC and a moon pie was the combo.
Right. And so to just make it that Southern chic kind of a thing.
RC Cola and a moon pie.
Yeah.
Never in my life
Yes.
have I heard about this.
Yeah,
You
they
should try.
complement each other, and that would have been the transition between the wedding, get you a little snacky snack, and then you go into the reception.
RC Cola and a moon pie. Ninja and Jake, is this really a thing?
I have no idea.
What was that noise?
I don't think they would have probably ever heard it. No, not the younger folk.
No,
But
my
not
daughter.
the younger folk.
No, look.
I haven't heard of it.
My daughter's younger, and obviously
She knows all about it,
She knew
then.
all about it, and she was
She
totally
does?
down
Oh.
with it. Yes.
I don't know then.
That's
But
cool.
Jake and Ninja are like, huh?
I'm sure it's in a
I've
country.
had a moon pie. I've
Yep.
never had RC.
But that
I've
whole
had it.
combo, like being a thing?
Do you
Yeah,
dip it?
I don't. Ew.
No, you don't dip it, but you take a drink of the RC Cola, and then you got a bite of
Yeah.
the moon pie, and it's just typically
Ninja's
Southern.
question is valid.
Yeah.
Do you dip it? That's what I was thinking too.
It's like an Oreo.
Like, okay, do you know what a moon pie looks like?
Yeah.
Do you know what an RC Cola, the neck of one, looks like on the bottle?
You pour it into a
Ain't
cup.
no dipping happening,
way.
honey.
No. Listen to what Ninja just said.
What?
Pour it in another cup.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was thinking maybe no dipping, but maybe some squishing.
Allison said, yeah, RC Cola and moon pie is fantastic. Truly a Southern, she says, delicacy.
Absolutely.
A Southern delicacy. I'm from Florida. I've never heard of this combo. I've heard of RC. I've heard of moon pie, but not a together thing.
Yeah, it was almost, I don't even know. I mean, it was always a thing. Growing up, we would hear about RC and moon pies. Jamie said, absolutely, it's a Southern thing, and they're really good if you put them in the microwave, not the RC.
Okay, I was going to say.
But the moon pie, because the middle of it is marshmallow, and so it would just soften it up a little bit. In England, they have a moon pie, but they call it a wagon wheel. Scott may agree with this. When you take a drink of the RC Cola and then you take a bite of the moon pie, the marshmallow almost fizzes. I don't know. It's
It does.
weird.
It does.
It's a weird feeling in your mouth.
So you still have the moon pie in your mouth.
And then you take a drink.
start chugging
Yeah.
on the RC Cola.
Well, I wouldn't say
and
chug. Maybe a sip would be good so you don't choke, but whatever you want to do.
It was figurative.
Okay.
Don't take me literal.
I'm very literal.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Welcome on into his radio. This is an I Believe Friday. So easy to do this. Open up the My HISRadio app right now. Don't have it. Download it. You got time. Download it. And then once you open up the My HISRadio app, tap on the open mic and then hit record and start your sentence with I believe, because it's an I Believe Friday. We'll start with Mama Liz.
I believe my grandbaby is going to be completely healed.
Been walking through a journey the past couple of days,
Yes.
so definitely praying about that. Ninja, I believe.
I believe we're gonna find out the gender of our baby tomorrow.
Ooh, look at that. Jake, I believe.
Hey, you know me, can't never get enough sleep.
I have a feeling Scott's the same way. I believe, Scott.
Preach it, Jake. I believe I'm going to turn my alarm off on my phone and sleep in tomorrow.
Gotta like Saturday for that. Okay, your turn. What is it? I believe Friday.
I believe that God is going to bless his radio and that you are going to meet your 2 million goal with the fundraiser you guys have sacrificed, and you deserve it.
I believe that God is going to send someone my way that I get to put in my prayer book today. Somebody who needs prayer or encouragement or just someone to be a light for them.
I believe I'm going to get all my schoolwork done that's due this weekend, and it's going to be done with excellence, and I'm going to still have enough time to get some really good sleep and time with my husband.
Hi, I believe I can be a great softball pitcher for my team.
I believe the Lord's going to heal me from all my pain.
I believe God is our healer. I believe God is our provider. And I believe God will protect us and keep my family safe through this difficult season we're going through right now. And I just praise God and I love him with all my heart.
I believe that I'll make an A on my test.
I believe that Sunday is going to be an amazing, awesome day because my husband and I are getting baptized, and we are going to bring to the congregation of our new church that we want to become members.
I believe today's going to be a great day when I pick up my grandchildren early from school and we spend the afternoon making Valentines for family members. I believe.
I believe that I'm going to have a fun trip to Mexico.
I believe I'm going to hear from God today on the direction I should take for a new job.
I believe that after our miscarriage in November, the Lord is going to bless me and my husband with a beautiful baby. And if not, he is still good.
He is
I love
still good.
that part.
Oh, we're so praying for you. It's an I Believe Friday. We got another round of that coming up in less than 10 minutes. So how about you?
I believe February is going to be a great month. Happy Friday, guys. This is Carolina.
I believe that this weekend my house is going to be a complete mess because my little boy is having a friend over for the first time for a sleepover.
I believe God is going to bring my prodigal son back home to him.
I believe that God will continue to bless and grow his radio to meet the needs of his children and to reach a lost and dying world.
I believe my boyfriend Hayden is going to have the best birthday ever today. Happy 23rd birthday, Hayden. Love you.
I believe that I'm going to be eating a lot of cake this weekend because it's my husband's birthday. Happy birthday.
I believe God can help me fulfill my biggest dreams.
I believe that God is going to heal me of the spirit of depression over my body. I believe that the blood of Jesus will be over me and my family.
I believe that Jesus will guide us through our basketball game today and that Jesus will lead us through every day of our life.
I believe that many people will provide the $2 million to complete the building of his radio.
I believe that Jesus is going to guide us through our basketball game and that he's going to guide us through every day of our life and that we're going to have a great time.
I believe in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future.
Believing that God is going to restore my marriage and bring my family back together.
I believe I'm going to have the best birthday party ever! God is good!
Come on, happy birthday! Several birthdays in there, too.
Oh, my goodness.
I Believe Friday. Don't miss out. You can be a part of it. Just open up the My HISRadio app. Don't have it? Download it. Google Play in the App Store. Tap on the open mic when you hit record. Just say, I believe.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I wonder, the next wedding you go to, and I don't know if you have one coming up in your family or not, or some of your friends, if you would get into a Dairy Queen bar at the wedding, at the reception.
I think that would be completely different and yummy.
Blizzard machine, you got the ice cream that is there, and the Dairy Queen staff that'll do the catering and serve it up.
Oh, so they bring their staff, not just send it.
Yeah.
So you've got to man it and clean
They're
it.
doing this in one city, and there's this one wedding planner that started to set all this up, and now Dairy Queen is actually offering this in some places where there's a small fee, they bring the machine, they bring the staff, and it's like I don't know, $4.50 a cup, all said and done.
So if you have 125 people, which I would think would be about average, 100 to 125, that's a little pricey.
It's Dairy Queen.
Because it's a dessert.
It's a blizzard.
Right. So it's not like your meal. So typically at a wedding, you'll have, the wedding. Then there's an hour or two in between before you go to the reception. And that's where something like this might be, served.
The whole Dairy Queen bar?
Yeah, like the middle hour.
What would you get on your blizzard?
Me? I don't like frozen chocolate. I think it tastes waxy.
That's not what I asked. I said, what would you put on your blizzard? Not what you don't like.
I know, but it wouldn't be like the Hershey or the M&Ms because that's gross. Strawberry cheesecake.
What would Scott put on his blizzard?
Is peanut butter an option?
Sure.
They do. They put peanut butter cups in there.
They do. Yeah, they do. The Reese's
That's what I like.
Pieces stuff or the Reese's peanut butter cups they put in.
Yeah. No.
I want a blizzard now.
You can get one of them junior ones. And then it's just a little tasty taste.
I don't want
a big one.
I don't want what she just called a tasty taste. I don't talk like that. Don't make me talk like that.
You know what? This is what needs to happen. Rob going through the drive-thru later on this afternoon and saying, I want a Reese's Cup Tasty Taste Blizzard.
I've changed my mind.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
We have such a great update, but at the same time, we have a huge goal. But our God is even bigger. But we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, down to the last moments in time to reach this goal because it's got to be reached by next week.
Talk about standing in faith.
Yeah.
Stepping out in faith. I don't know if you've ever taken a bold step of faith that just you look at it and go, this is absolutely impossible. I mean, when you take a look at, we have another $2,000 to go, not $2,000, $2 million to go to complete this building for the future new studios project that's going on at His Radio. And it's not like a wish. This is a need. His Radio has needed this for so long, for over a decade. And now for such a time as this, here we are with the building already being built and another $2 million to go to complete it. So here's where we are with the update, because on Thursday next week, we're going to ask people like you to give generously toward the building update, which is over and above the operational expenses here at His Radio. So far, what has come in this week is $59,192. $59,192 has come in toward the $2 million, which means there's $1,940,808 to go to get to the $2 million, which that looks impossible. But you know what? God's bigger than all of this.
Yeah, God is bigger. A friend of mine shared this yesterday. Said sometimes God takes you on a journey you didn't know you needed.
Right.
To bring you everything you ever wanted.
That's good.
Trust the plan. So we're trusting God's plan. God led us here. He's not going to leave us to, falter. He is going to be there, and He has been every step of the way. But it is God working through you and your gifts of support. So you can make that special one-time gift toward this building fund. And again, deadline is kind of coming up next week, so you don't have to wait until then.
Do it now. And help share the hope of Jesus with others, because that's what this whole new studio and building project is all about, to do it well. So here's the number that you can text the word GIVE to. Text the word GIVE and we'll send you a link. It's 800-447-7234. You can do that online at hisradio.com and on the My His Radio app. Thank you so much for giving today.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
They've broken ground in Glendale, Arizona, and they're getting ready to put 50 tiny homes in this big lot for 50 veterans who have a hard time finding houses.
Oh, this is so good. This is why I love these tiny home communities, because it's either for like starter homes or, once you kind of retire, and now for veterans.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Let me tell you, these tiny homes are going to be so nice.
Yeah, you don't need a whole lot of room anyway, but the tiny homes that I've seen, they're so cute.
Hey, I'll watch HGTV.
Yeah. Well, it's like an updated
They can really pimp out
right?
a tiny home. It
Yes.
looks really, really good. But these are going to be so nice and so classy. And these 50 veterans that have a hard time finding housing are going to be in this tiny home neighborhood with each other, supporting each other, and having shelter, which is so good. And not like, just a couple of walls and maybe a box spring on the floor. they're really going to do these guys really good.
Well, I love it. And I love what you said, Rob, about them having that support, because when your neighbor has gone through something kind of similar to what you have, then you can support each other. So it's more than even just the tiny home subdivision. It's more about community.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So at our house that we moved into 4 years ago now. Wow, it's been 4
it's
years.
Been 4 years.
Feels like yesterday we just moved into that home. But the air conditioning system was there since the home was there.
Oh.
And let me tell you, that air conditioning system was sucking a lot of money out. I mean, it cost so much. So we stepped out in faith and we went ahead and got a whole new system, because it was like on its way out and clunking. And as soon as we put that new air conditioning system in our house, our electricity bill has been under $100.
Oh my goodness!
After it was like $300.
Yeah, I was going to say $400 or $500.
It was outrageous, and I'm like, good night, the technology and all this stuff, and we got it during that whole time that everybody was at home.
Yeah.
So it was not as it was not as expensive as it could have been.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, wow, that was just something else. And now I'm thinking about what we're doing here at His Radio with this whole building and studios and the technology upgrades and everything, and how efficient things are going to be, and the space needed for the team for such a time as this. And God, seriously, spoke to our hearts, and we've been saving for such a time as this. And then we started and stepped out in faith over the summer for the new building and the new studios. And it's been amazing. And we were going to start raising the dollars in phases. Well, we were able to start. We have some things to do to complete. And we're at this moment in time where it's like, okay, you had your plan, kids. Now I've got my plan. This is God. It's like, here's how you're going to do it. And so now here we are with a goal of $2 million.
And we're believing bigger. We got to stop asking God for a Band-Aid and ask him for a cure. And that's kind of where we are. It's believing bigger, that God, as we say, will always provide, that we actually believe that. So that's where we are right now.
Now we're living this, right? And so Mary and Carrie got through this morning and gave their gift. We heard from Shay and Patty. There's Joshua and Tina. John and Donna all got through this morning with their gift of support. And so here's a quick update for you, and then we'll get right back to things. But a quick update for you when it comes to the building. And before we do the fund drive for this, it's not the operational budget. This is for the building specifically. Next Thursday we'll do that. But people are going, okay, you have $2 million? Let me help you right now. So far, that came in toward the $2 million left to be raised is $59,762. So the left is $1,940,238 to go.
Wow.
I know, right?
And that's where you can come in. God working through you and your gifts, just that special one-time gift to this building fund. Okay, you're in. You want to do it. Go to hisradio.com, the My His Radio app. You can even text the word GIVE to 800-447-7234, and we'll send you a link right back. Believe bigger with us.